SIM, like Google Fi going. I don't have a SIM card or anything, so I'm just kind of using it as I have Wi-Fi. And it was really hard to find this hotel because, well, first of all, I wanted to try to walk here from the airport. I'm in Miami, by the way, and when you look it up on Google Maps, originally it looks like it's like a mile away or something, but when you hit that walk button, it's like 8 miles because it zigzags around all these streets and you can't, it's mainly just highways. Some cities are really easy to walk to and fro the airport. San, San Francisco. Well, San Francisco, you kind of have to walk to where they have that air tram. It takes you to it's like right near San Bruno. Los Angeles is super easy. You just walk up this path past Terminal 7 and then you're like on Sepulveda in like 10 minutes. And also, like, even if you want to take an Uber, it's smarter to just go out to Sepulveda or whatever, because trying to find a Uber when you're like at the airport is really hard. So, also Las Vegas. When I was in Las Vegas, I like walked back and forth from the airport. Really easy. There's a path. You can walk to the Sphere in like probably 20 minutes from the airport. I like that. I think in Miami it's a little more difficult to walk to and fro, but they do seem to have a pretty good light rail that you get when you take the little tram. Takes you over by the rental car place. There's a train, and so like what happened was I was just gonna take Alapata or whatever and then take the bus here, but it's still like. So I'm like, I've never been to Miami, so I actually took it to the other end, and but still not South Beach. Like I still don't know Miami at all, and I was getting confused because I thought that it would be closer to South Beach than it was. So to get going to South Beach would have taken me a lot longer. So I just kept on. I went and got some food at Trader Joe's. I went online, and then I decided that I better, like, my phone was like getting low on charge, so I decided to take the train back to Alapata, and then I got the bus. And according to Google Maps, it was like get off around like 42nd or something, and I was looking at the map when I was like half-mile away. It was like 49th, and I was like, okay. Then there was like no numberings after a while. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. So, anyway, so, what's up, Richard? So, yeah, so I'm walking. I passed it by like a mile, like where I was supposed to go. So I'm walking with all my stuff. I'm like sweating. I'm like, I can't find. Then I'm like, where's 42nd? There's no like 42nd, So then I noticed it was just the numberings were getting down. So I was like, oh, okay. So it was like in the 5,000. So I was like, okay, I just gotta keep walking down. And what's up, Bomba Clap? And then I'm like, where, like. I can't go online, so I'm like, I know it's right by here and it's on 42nd, so I'm going down 42nd and I don't see it. Like, where the hell is this La Quinta? I was almost shouting, where is La Quinta, right? I go into Embassy Suites, and I asked the guy there, he's like, oh yeah, if you keep on walking past this way, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh gosh, okay, finally. So then I found it, and I'm just like, man, it was quite a journey just to get to this hotel. And I'm just like, Jesus, I still have another like over hour to even check in anyway. But I've noticed that like the hotels are a little less expensive. A lot of times they're like a little harder to find, But anyway, I was talking to a cool lady from Panama, making her laugh. She thought it was funny. Hi, Bianca. Her name is Bianca. Anyway, yeah, just drinking some coffee. I know that's not part of the Durian Rider protocol. I sometimes like a little coffee. Sorry, Durian Rider. Um, yeah. So I really want to check out the beach tomorrow. Oh, I'd love to go to the beach, man. I really want to see like the cool parts of Miami. I don't know where I'm gonna stay because I just booked this place because I thought it was like it would be easy to get from the airport, and then I'm like, oh, you can't walk. I'm not gonna take a cab. I'm not gonna take an Uber. You know, I'm like, how do I just get there? And it just took a little longer than I thought it would. But you know, it doesn't matter. You know what? I also really kind of realized that as much as I love having the guitar with me, the way I travel, it's too freaking hard to lug a guitar around with me. It's just too much. Too much, man. My shoulders start to freaking hurt. You know? I like to hike like 10, 20 miles at a time. It's hard with the guitar on your back, you know, and a backpack, and a this, and a that, you know. And I have all these like clothes that were like, you know, I was using in Europe because it was cold. So I'm not always going to use. It's tricky packing, knowing what to pack sometimes. Like, pack too little, too much. Should I bring a guitar? Should I not? I mean, I know when I don't have a guitar, I miss having a guitar so much, but I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm just going to have to go and visit guitar shops on the road, you know, and maybe if there's like a super cheap, but even if you buy one, then you got to worry about transporting it. You know what I mean? It's really like, you know, it's not easy, you know. My favorite hike, so I was in Oslo and I did a really cool hike. You can't see me clearly? That's weird. Seems like my picture looks pretty clear. Um, I was in Oslo last week, which is Norway, and I did a cool hike up into this place called Ekeberg Parken, which is where the artist Edvard Munch, where he thought of the idea for the scream, where the guy's going, you know. So he didn't paint it there, but that's like where he thought of it. So it's kind of cool to be there and kind of go like, oh, this is where the guy got the idea for this. Um, that's the most recent kind of thing. You know, I was hiking around in Thailand and Japan too. And there's so much. I mean, Thailand, I really like bicycling. Actually, That's like, if you go up in the north, like Chiang Rai, there's just no better place for bicycling. I feel like, well, that I've been to at least. I didn't have a bike in Japan, but I feel like having a bicycle in Japan would be great. I would actually like to go back to Japan and do like a long bicycle trip, like all through Japan. You know, because really in Japan, I mainly was around the Tokyo, Narita area and the Osaka area. I didn't really get to see lots of other places in Japan, even though I was in Japan for a good deal of time. I didn't really like, I saw a lot of the places around Tokyo, like Chiba and Narita, and a lot of even the suburban areas around, but I didn't venture out that much from Tokyo or Osaka. And so I think it would be really cool to get like, actually like, just to buy a bike. Like you can get like a bike at like the Super Rex or like thrift store for like $50, $100, you know, not a great bike, you know, maybe even a fold up bike or something, and just see how far. I saw a dude on a fold up bike, man. He had like all this stuff on the rack, and he was actually like a sushi chef, and he was going all over like the suburban areas outside of Narita, and I think it'd be cool to do like all through the country of Japan. Would be cool to do a bike tour through there. But anyway, I don't have a return ticket yet, so but I probably am going to be in California pretty soon. So there's that. Anyway, so man, it's been quite a journey, you know. It was just 2 weeks ago that I was at the Carabao concert in Thailand, and then like, you know, I went to Oslo for 10 days. I found a ticket from Oslo to Miami for 175 bucks. That's why I came to Miami. I mean, I always wanted to check out Miami. Basically, what happens the way I travel is I feel like there's places I want to go, and then I'm like, oh, I can go through this place. It's super cheap. Oh, I always wanted to check that place out. Oh, I wanted to check out Norway, and you can go from Bangkok to Norway for $270. You know, like, you know. So it's just about going like get in where you fit in. You know what I mean? And I do travel on a shoestring. I spent the night at the airport last night because I got in at night, and I didn't want to try to figure out like a late night motel, so I just crashed at the airport. Um, I saw people crashing out on the ground, so I'm like, I'm gonna do that too. Just kind of crashed out on the ground. I just kind of put some of the stuff from my some of the straps from my bags and stuff under my arm so that it, like, no one would try to take it or anything. I mean, I think for the most part you're pretty safe at an airport. You got security guards, you got cameras for the most part, but still you still got to be careful wherever you are, you know. But yeah. I mean, that flight I was on was kind of like, you know, I didn't eat or drink anything the whole time. The last 2 hours I had to go to the bathroom, but I didn't because there's this like couple on board with me, and I don't know, like when I came on the flight, they were all like had their things out, like they didn't know that there was going to be another passenger. When I came, they looked all shocked and like, oh no, we gotta, you know what I mean, we gotta, but it wasn't very friendly. It was like, oh no, we gotta share this row with somebody else, kind of thing. And they were getting all their stuff together and blah 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 blah. And but the lady, I talked to her for a little while. She was pretty friendly, but like I just felt like, I don't know, that feeling of like when somebody is like not like they'd rather you not be there because they could have had the row to themselves or whatever. Which I always try not to make people feel like that myself, um, but anyway, I just was like, I had to go to the bathroom really bad, but I just kind of held it for a few hours, and I didn't eat or drink anything on that flight either, because the ticket I got was really like, it didn't include any food, and I didn't want to buy any food. I had actually, at the hotel that I stayed at the night before, there was a really good buffet. And I ate a lot at the buffet. I just made sure to like they call it marathon eat. I just like, wow, I stuffed my face because I knew that I wasn't going to be eating for a while, and also the food was really good. What I actually did was I kind of woke up early, like 6:30. That's where the buffet starts. I had a little bit, and then I kind of went, slept for a couple hours, and then I went and ate a little more because their buffet was open till 10. So I kind of ate lots of food there. And so I really wasn't that hungry. Um, you know, I would say I wasn't hungry till I was like walking around the airport for a while. And, you know, you know, it's kind of like, you know, when you get to like Miami, it's not as easy as when you're in a country like Japan or Thailand or something in terms of the prices and everything. Like if it, you know, if you're in Thailand, you could just book a room for 10 or 20 bucks, right? You could just walk into a room. You could just walk into someplace. Here, it's like you're not gonna get anything cheaper than like 70 bucks or something. See, I got this for 60 something, and that's like the cheapest. It was like with tax 66, you know. In LA, you're not gonna get that, you know, unless you stay at a hostel, which I'm kind of over hostels, honestly. I stayed at one a couple of times in Oslo that was pretty nice. But like, you know, this one lady was snoring, and also she was all, oh, there's my towels. Like I had 2 towels, you know. And I was like, well, I didn't take, you know, I mean, almost like when someone like says it, like who took it, and they're saying it to you like they think you might have taken it. I'm like, why would I take your dirty ass towel when I have like 2 clean ones? So I actually gave her one of my clean towels. And then, you know, I don't know. It's just, I think she liked me in the end because she left behind some food, and I ran after her and I was like, "Hey, you left this bag here," and it's like, "Oh, thank you. That's my food for the voyage." And so I think she like, you know, I think there is a thing where they go, "Oh, this American guy, blah blah blah." You know, there's a little bit of a judgment from certain Europeans. You know, they have this kind of guarded thing, but it's kind of like I feel like it's sort of like a love-hate relationship in a way, because like sometimes they'll be like super friendly and sometimes they'll be a little guarded. It kind of just depends on each person. You know, the guy at the guitar shop was joking around. "Oh, you're American. I'll have to give you a tariff on top of that." You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. Like that. Like a lot of them don't like Trump and stuff. So it's like, you know, um, so it's like, you know, they'll just make little jokes about you. But when I found out I could get like a hotel all to myself, it was like 65. It was about twice what I was paying for a hostel. But like for me, that's like money well spent if I can get my own room. Like I'm not gonna go spend $100 or something, but if I can get my own room for $60, $70, I'll do that, because like when you're traveling, you just need to rest good. And a lot of times at hostels, people are making noise at night, people are snoring. You know, I paid a little extra to get the one with just 4 bunks, because if you have 8 bunks, that's a lot more variation of stuff that can go wrong, right? 4 bunks is like, you know, but still, I mean, look, my guitar, the tuning peg is broken on my guitar. I don't know how it happened. I don't think I bumped it. I don't know if somebody like just boom did it to my guitar or not. But that's like the risk. You have your stuff out. You know, they do have little locker things you can use, but I didn't have a lock, and also my guitar wouldn't have fit in that. So I don't know. You don't know if someone's gonna mess with your stuff, or you know, or just like say, "Oh, where's my towels? Who took my towel?" You know what I mean? Like who did this? Who did that? You know, or like one time, dude, one time in Vegas, that there was this. Okay, so it was like mixed dorm, and there was this girl. She goes, she was like, "That's my key," and she took my key, and I had to like, I didn't want to fight with her, so I had to explain to the front desk what happened. And like, so sometimes it's just like people are weird, and so if you have to share space in a hostel, you don't really know the people for the most part. But usually in somewhere like Oslo, the people are going to be pretty cool for the most part, you know. But there was a girl in the lower bunk that was snoring quite a bit, and that kept me up. So when someone's snoring, and I know I might snore too. That's something that I worry about. That if I'm keeping someone else up with my snoring, I know my twin brother snores a lot. That's why I have to have my own room when we're traveling. You know, I cannot. I need to get my sleep when I'm traveling. So anyway, so that's one thing that's hard about budget traveling, is that like, you know, one thing I will pay for is getting a good night's sleep. You know. But you know, actually, you know, I think I slept okay at the airport. I have my little headphone things. I was curled up in a ball on the floor, you know. I can actually rough it like that sometimes if I have to, but it's not ideal. It's not, you know, you're not going to get the best night's sleep sleeping on the floor like that, but I will do it once in a while, you know. If I'm coming in super late, I don't want to have to like, oh, find this place at 1 in the morning, and you get there, and then you're gonna frickin', you might even sleep into, you know what I mean? It's like I'd rather just wait till the next day, you know, and just get the thing, come in at 3 o'clock or whatever, you know. So it's kind of adventurous, anyways. Once in a while, you gotta let yourself have those kind of like hard scrabble adventures, you know, like when you were younger and you just be sleeping on a bench or something, you know. So, hey, what's up, Willy Nilly? So I'm out La Quinta after much freaking deliberations. It wasn't fucking easy not having the phone with the freaking Google Maps and shit, you know, and like some of the numbering's a little confusing, you know. I walked quite a bit. I'm not even checked in yet. They don't check in till 3, so I have another hour. I met a cool lady. I was talking to you. I'm having a little coffee. It's fine. It's sort of like one of these off streets where there's like a lot of different hotels. Like there's Embassy Suites. There's like some like up like nicer hotels, and this one's kind of pushed to the back a little bit. Um, um, Yeah, this is like the lower income hotel a little bit. Low bot. Anyway, I'm kind of getting a little bit caffeinated here. I ate my hummus and pita. Um, Probably not going to eat much more today. Still on a diet. I'm going to try some Dakota roast here. Dakota roast, have some sugar and some Kramer. Kramer versus Kramer. Oh wait, I don't need this stick. I already got one. So, luckily, there's a pretty cool guy at the Embassy Suites who helped me out, because I was ready to yell, "Where the fuck is this place? God damn it!" You know, because it was weird. Because like on the bus, I was like, "Oh, cool! I'm like half a mile away. It's getting less and less." And then I look up and I'm not seeing, like, I was looking for 42nd Avenue, and all of a sudden, that's where they used to have the dances, right? Embassy Suite. So I'm looking up, and all of a sudden there's no more numbers, and it turns out that I passed it up by like a mile. So I got all my shit, fuck, you know, where is this fucking place, you know, and you know, it wasn't that easy to find. I went down the wrong way on the street, and then finally that Embassy Suites guy told me where it was. So, kindness of strangers. Let's see here. Yeah, I did. I got a lot of steps in. And I really decided that I don't think that I'm going to bring my guitar on my next journey, because it's really a pain in the ass to carry it around. You know, actually, I saw a girl at the airport, and she had like a little hard case. That might actually be better, because part of the thing is, like, I'm worried about my guitar getting like injured, you know, because like one time it like fell over. I'm like, oh shit, you know. Anyway. Well, who are you rooting for in the championship anyway, willy-nilly? Where, who are you rooting for in the championship? People were asking me, and yeah, Golden State Warriors. Who are they playing against again? I know I'm kind of ignorant about this shit. Hometown? Oh yeah, but who are they playing? Where are they from? Yeah, I guess I would be for the Golden State Warriors. Yeah, but where's the Rockets from? Houston? Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess I'm more of a Warriors fan. Whatever that means. And I said, hey. You know, I was making this lady laugh I was talking to. I was just like talking about my adventures. She's like, you're funny. Yeah, there's kind of a cool Latin feel here. I like the city so far. It's a very pretty city. When you're on the train and stuff, it's just kind of mind-bogglingly beautiful, sort of like blue skies. Like the weather here is perfect right now. It's not really. It's not really like. It's not really like that hot right now. It's like 80 degrees, and I have kind of like my Europe clothes on, because like I didn't have enough room to freaking put the jacket in my bag, so I was just like wearing the jacket. I sort of just figured, hey, the more I sweat, the more weight I lose anyway, you know. Would. Oh yeah. Yeah, I went past like Coconut Grove. I went, but I didn't get to South Beach. I got to South Miami, but South Beach is still a ways away. I would have had to take another bus to get to South Beach. But tomorrow, oh, this guy was telling me about all these like homeless places you could crash to. I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not, um, but tomorrow I want to go to the beach. That's like my goal tomorrow. Go to the beach, and I know Miami beaches. Oh yeah, someone did mention Florida City. Yeah, I know. I'm not going to Florida City. What I might do is I might get a hostel in South Beach or Miami Beach, or I might just go out there and, you know, I'd love to go to Key West. I have some investigation into like how long that would take. Um, City, because this guy's like, yeah, you could get a cheap motel. Okay, but like that's the thing. There's like safety, there's cheapness, but there's also you want to be safe. You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, if you're all willy nilly about it all the time, you know. I think I just have to start a fucking band, dude, and just fucking get my music out there. As much as I want to just travel. Yeah. Yeah, I want to go to like South Beach. I want to go jog with that dude that jogs every day. Well, West Palm Beach isn't in Miami. West Palm Beach is like the other side of like Fort Lauderdale and stuff. It's not that close. But you know, if I feel like I sort of explored Miami, I might start going down that way a little bit. Yeah. I've actually been to West Palm Beach. Yeah, that's where I restarted my Planet Fitness account. Because they closed Planet Fitness during the pandemic, and then like a few months later, I restarted it. Oh, so over where you are, it must be about what, like 11 a.m. Yeah. I can't give up coffee yet, man. I need it sometimes. I gotta get me a hair transplant. I don't really like being bald, to be honest. Ugh. I mean, it feels nice and clean in some ways, but I don't like how it looks. I don't really like the bald look on me. On some people, it works. I don't know. I like having hair. Exposing my insecurities. You know, I think what I might do on my next journey is not bring my guitar, but like really like work on lyrics on the songs without the guitar, and finish a lot of songs and not go like I don't have to have my guitar to finish these songs. I can sit down with the lyrics and finish them. You know, if I can think of the chords that I'd be playing, or you know, if I have to look up a chord on you know, on piano or something online. But like, I really want to travel lighter, dude. I just really, it's stressful to travel with a lot of stuff when you're on the train. You got this fucking hanging off your shoulder and that hanging off your shoulder and fanny pack. You feel like a dweeb, you know. What kind of works though is if you do have to have more stuff, I've seen guys with these kind of big sort of backpacks that are almost kind of like, they're really big, but their backpacks are like almost kind of duffel backpacks, and they seem like they have plenty of room. Like maybe if there was a way to put like just a part of my guitar without this part on in like a backpack and like encircle it with clothes so that it's safe, maybe I could bring my guitar that way. But I think it's too long to fit in a lot of those bags. That's the problem. Need something that like stretches out, like a guitar that like stretches out, you know, that you can go, you know. I bet you they make that already, but kind of like with a tripod where you pull it out, like a, you know, I don't know what, you know, it's freaking hard traveling with the guitar, man. I mean, you don't know if they're going to charge you for it or not. I got charged $130 coming from Bangkok to Oslo. Luckily, they didn't charge me from Oslo to here. It's fucking pain in the ass to drag it around everywhere with you. You know, somehow my tuning peg got broken. I had to pay $30 to fix that. The guy had to put in a whole new side of 3 tuning pegs because the whole thing was broke. You know what I mean? You couldn't just like super glue it. It was like busted, you know. So when I had it on the train in Washington, it like one of the strings broke. So then you gotta, you know, pretty much change all the strings. You know, I'm not really like a classical string changer either, in this guitar's classical style. So anyway, that's good for now.